What is happening? Lit up, fam. BioRavers. We're working in between these two. I'm going to call the community both. We're BioRavers and we get lit. What is up? I'm so excited to be here. How are you doing? Thank you for hopping on. I just really wanted to tap in and start to help people anchor in what getting lit actually means, what the BioRave community actually means, what I'm really creating. I was talking to a friend the other day, and I say let's get lit a lot, and like lit. If you're in my world, you know I say lit all the time, like even like within my friend group. I'm like, oh my God, that's lit. Wow, that's cool. Like, yeah, let's get lit. Let's go. Let's send it. And I'm like, lit is a word I use every single day. And so it's very aligned for me to have like my whole mission around getting lit. And I was talking to a friend and he was like, I don't love that term getting lit, because it reminds most people of getting drunk, getting smashed, doing lots of drugs, and a lot of people don't have a really positive connotation to getting lit. Now, I'm not sure if you can relate. Let me know if you can in the comments below, or what you think about the word getting lit. But because my whole mission is around revolutionizing, really transforming how we party, not only that, also how we feel on a daily basis, we also get to transform and recreate our definition of what getting lit actually means, right? So I'm going to break it down. Hi, Allison. Hi, Jose. So I'm going to break down what getting lit actually means in my world, in the BioRave community, because this is going to be the foundations of what I'm creating. And so the reason why it's so important, because when I think about getting lit, it has nothing to do with drugs or alcohol or partying or like getting lit. From an external standpoint, it's getting lit like within yourself. It's really tapping into the parts of you that need to be attended to in order to get lit, right? And I think of like a fire, for example. This is a really strong analogy in my world, actually, like fire, heat, creating, because when I think about how we are meant to operate and like what humans are at our core, we are tribal beings. We love being around community. And back in the day, before we had homes and before we had lights and heat and all these things, we would create fires. And around the fire, we would gather, right? At the end of the day, after they go hunting or whatever, after they do the things they do in the wild, I don't know everything they did, but they would come back and gather around the fire. They cook the food. They tell stories about their day. They would dance. They would sing. They would chant. They would, do these things that would really connect them and unite them as a community, as a tribe, right? And they would gather around the fire every single night, and they would connect, and they would express and cry and share emotions and tell stories. And that was what we did every single night. We come together and connect, and that's one of the biggest missions of what I'm creating, is helping us really connect. And so the idea of gathering around fire has always stuck to me as I was learning about human nature and learning about like how we're meant to live and optimizing our health and biohacking and things like that. I was like, wow, like we just need to really get back to being humans and living how humans are meant to live. So a big part of that, of what getting lit is actually coming back to our human nature, coming back to connecting, coming back to expressing, to dancing, to feeling lit up, to being on purpose, to fulfilling our soul's mission, to unconditioning ourselves in this modern society. How can we get back to what actually matters, which is love, which is kindness, which is health, which is community, which is connection, right? And so when I say get lit, it's really about coming back to who we are and connecting back to ourselves and to others. Now, I've actually created a whole method around this. And this is something I have been working on for the past 3 years. And it's funny because I've been doing all these things and thinking about all these different aspects of health and like making health more holistic in my coaching, my practices. And it never clicked to me to, hello beautiful, never clicked to me to create like something that was really cohesive and like holistic until like a couple months ago when I had this idea for this movement. And I was like, okay, well, we need something to like anchor in. We need a method that everyone follows in order for them to, operate at their fullest potential, to be lit up, to have more energy, to just be in optimal health and thriving. And I was like, oh, let's call it the lit method. Like the lit method, because all I do is talk about getting lit. And so the lit method is something I'm creating. I'm creating a program all around it, which I'm dropping really soon. I'm so excited. And really the lit method is going to be the foundation of the BioRave community. Like this is what we're doing in order to be fully functioning, thriving, happy, lit up human beings. And there's 4 pillars of the lit method. The first one is the mindset, body, the soul, and the heart. And I've actually made a really fun acronym for this. And so the word, I put the letters in like SHBM. And so as I'm like creating my modules and like writing it out, I'm like, oh, this is like the shabam. Like shabam is really a fun word. Like shabam, you know? And I don't know why, but so it's the shabam. Super lit. Nice to have you here. Is it Tasha? So the lit method, there's 4 pillars of this method, foundational pillars that I believe every human must refine and build these really basic habits in and be consistent in order for you to be lit up, right? Be lit up meaning having energy, thriving, feeling connected to yourself, to others, being able to express yourself how you want to. Just being a lit up human. Everyone has their own version of what that means. Like your most expressed, most authentic, fully tapped in, you know, higher self, where you're thriving, you're healthy, you're energized, you're doing what you love. Like that is being lit in my opinion. So the 4 things we're working on and what we're covering, what I'm helping people really tap into within themselves is these 4. I'm going to break them down really briefly. I have like a literally whole program that is, hi Evan, that is literally going to be so robust and so valuable. So I'm just going to break it down really quickly, but this is the basis of what we're creating here. And so the first piece is your mindset, right? And it's understanding that most of the things that we're operating off of, our programming is old, it needs to be updated. And something I say a lot in my coaching and in my programs is like, we update our phones all the time, we plug in our computers, we update the software on all our devices, but we don't upgrade ourselves. We don't upgrade our hard wiring and like shift our mindset and elevate to what we actually want to be thinking. And a big part of the work I do is getting lit. Yes, Evan, I'm so excited to chat with you. Is learning how to upgrade your narrative, upgrade your mindset, rewire your subconscious mind, right? So the mindset pillar is just being a conscious, aware human being and wanting to improve your hardwiring, right? And that's a daily process. So there's certain things we get to do every day, and in order to release better thoughts in your brain and to feel better about yourself and to be more motivated and to, you know, get doing things. I'll be back on TikTok. Don't you worry. I know it's been a lot, but we'll be back on TikTok. Okay. And so not only is it about the mindset and the positive thinking, like that's also so important, but because your girl is a nerd and I love neuroscience, it's actually about how every thought releases a certain neurotransmitter. Every thought helps us support certain feelings. And so if you can think more positive thoughts, more thoughts that release more dopamine, more positive neurotransmitters, more endorphins, more of these thoughts in your body, in your brain will create a different chemical makeup, right? And in that chemical makeup, we get to feel different. I know you do, girl. I know. I love, like, it's like my jam because I learned a lot about like myself. I was like, holy shit. So a lot of time we're running on our, you know, anxiety, anxious, like old thoughts that causes us to feel sad and negative and angry. And that's depending on, you know, your upbringing. You're going to have this repeating pattern that's your norm. And that's how you feel on a daily basis. For me, that used to be feeling shitty and hating myself and, you know, being anxious and low mood and blah, blah, blah. So realizing like, oh, if you really shift your thoughts and change your beliefs and rewire your brain to think a certain way and create new neural pathways. I know, thank you, my party lights. Go to your lives, girl. I'll talk to you soon. Party lights. All my lives and reels are gonna have these lights now because like it gets to be a party in the BioRave club. Anyway, so really learning how to think more thoughts that provide more positive feelings. And in these feelings, we get to feel elevated and reach higher states of consciousness, of being, aka getting lit, also known as getting high, because a big part of what I'm doing is getting organic highs to become a norm for people. Because people always ask me, oh my God, how's so much energy, Pearl? Like, you're always so lit and like high vibes and like so energized. And like, yeah, because I just do things every day that make me feel incredible. I just do things every day that release more neurotransmitters that help me feel high, okay? We love getting high. We love doing drugs, and natural drugs are the way to go, okay, fam? So that's the mindset piece. The next piece is the body piece. And this is like my true expertise. Like, I'm learning about all these fields, but my longest running field would be the body piece, right? So that's the nutrition, that's the sleep, that's the working on your hormone balance, your gut health, right? On your energy levels, like on a physical level, your movement, your exercise. A big part of the BioRave community of getting lit is dancing. Okay, if you don't know your girl, I'm a dancer. I've been dancing for like 12 years now. We love dancing. Dancing's a big part of our life. Dancing's actually a big part of being a human and like what we're innately meant to do. If you remember what I talked about back in the tribal days at the beginning of this live, we're meant to dance. We're meant to move and sing and be together. And that is one of the biggest pieces that's going to really reconnect us. And so being able to dance and move, I have dance fitness class. I'm dropping some dance fitness classes. My new membership, you guys are going to love the new membership. Like, I'm obsessed. Like, if you're in a challenge right now and you like the challenge, yeah, the challenge is great and all, and everyone's literally crushing it in the challenge right now. But just you wait. Okay, anyway, I get so excited about my dance fitness classes because they're literally life. Anyway, dancing, moving your body, releasing neurotransmitters through dance. Did you know? This is the best fact ever. This is also why I really love dancing. Dancing is one of the few activities that you can do that activates the most parts of the brain at the same time. Okay? Because you're listening to music. Maybe you're watching yourself dance in the mirror. Maybe you are singing. You are trying to coordinate moves and match the rhythms and the beats. Like, it's the best brain workout. So that's why I'm a huge fan of dancing. Obviously, I'm a dancer as well. That's why I love dancing. But it's one of the best brain workouts. And there's a lot of research to go into like how dancing prevents Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and a lot of neurological diseases because dancing is so good for the brain. So we're helping you live longer, get lit, and literally thrive every single day through dancing. So talking about, body, hormones, eating right, intuitive eating, listening to your body, stretching, sleeping, working on your sleep routines, getting deep rest, reducing anxiety, reducing the things that are blocking you from thriving, right? That's a really big pillar. Like, that's one of the biggest pillars of this method, right? And the next pillar is your heart. And when I say heart, I mean your feelings and emotions. And it's about regulating your nervous system. And it's about understanding that your feelings, your emotions are good. They're not bad. And we need to feel. In order to heal, we need to feel. And also, if you want to get really lit and feel really elevated and be happy and be joyful and experience all these really positive, high frequency emotions on a regular basis, you also need to be able to work on healing the things that we need to work on feeling the feels, on expressing yourself, on having hard conversations, on being okay with feeling lower vibrational feelings and not letting it mean anything, right? So learning how to have more emotional intelligence, how to regulate your nervous system. All these things are so key into being a lit up human being. So I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't feel sadness or, angry or all these like other frequency emotions. Of course I do. I'm human. I actually feel these emotions on a regular basis. There's some days I'm sad and happy at the same time, and it's okay. It's about holding the duality, not making either emotion mean anything. It's like taking the lessons from the emotions and understanding what that means in order so you can elevate yourself, so you can figure out how you can move forward and be a more well-rounded, resilient human being. Your emotions are tools. Your emotions are gifts. So it's like how to understand that within yourself and know what that means and do the inner healing work you need, right? Do the movement, somatic, breath work. Maybe it's the journaling. Maybe it's the getting a therapist, whatever. Really working on healing your inner child and those wounds and like all the things. And that's such a big piece of really becoming lit because you need to be able to manage that and work on yourself and do those things so you can be elevated and have, a happier baseline, right? So that's a big piece too. And the last piece is your soul. Is being in alignment with your soul, is being on purpose. I truly believe that you cannot be on purpose and lack energy. You cannot be unmotivated if you're on purpose. That's what I truly believe, because if you're tapped into your purpose, if you connect with yourself and your intuition on a daily basis, if you're clear on what your soul's path is, if you know where you're going and what you're working towards and what your path is, what's meant for you, you're going to be way more clear, way more focused, and way more willing to take the actions. The universe is not going to give you things that aren't meant for you, right? And so something that I really, really work on. Hi, Christina. Hello. It's just like being in alignment and knowing what's for you and what's not. A lot of times, and I talk to this a lot of people with my clients, they get so bogged down by, oh, but they're doing this, and oh, what about that, and look at that. They're like the comparison, and it's really hard these days because we're always seeing people posting things, and social media is everywhere, and we're always overstimulated watching things that other people are doing. And it's like, how can we take a break and like reconnect with ourselves and get really clear on what we're doing and know that what's meant for us, what's on our hearts is for us, right? And I believe the universe gives you enough energy to do the things you're meant to do on this earth, right? And so when you're in alignment, when you're lit up, when your soul's on fire about certain things in your life, that's meant for you, and you're meant to go pursue that. And so that's the getting back to, your intuition, tapping into your higher self, doing the daily practices that are going to help support you in this, right? So that's the LIT method, right? It's the 4-piece method, 4-piece framework. And in the BioRave community, we work on these things every single day in order to become a lit up human being. Because not only will this help you in your day-to-day life, so when you are out, when you are at a club, when you're at a rave, when you're partying, you don't feel the need to go to substances, to do things. Now, again, not all substances are bad. I don't hate substances. Your girl loves drugs. If you didn't hear me earlier, I love doing drugs. But again, it's being intentional. It's not doing drugs to escape. It's doing drugs to enhance your experience. And it's knowing that you have everything within you to feel a certain way. All the drugs are doing are helping you release more neurotransmitters and feel different ways. But we can also release these things on an organic level, naturally, through doing certain things, and also specifically through the habits that we're going to be building in the BioRave community, right? I'm going to be creating a whole manual on this. Like, I'm doing a lot of research right now about this. Hi, beautiful. So, but it's like, okay, how can we create these feelings on a regular basis and, use drugs to just enhance our feelings and our experience in a very intentional way, right? I'm a big fan of partying sober. I party sober 99% of the time. But of course, your girl dabbles, and like, we like to experience things. And I'm not saying don't go experience life, but I think it's so important to know your intentions behind it. Are you using these things to escape, to numb yourself, to numb your feelings, to not face the reality, to not actually do the healing work you need to, or not actually, do the things that we are required to do in order to elevate our consciousness? Or are you doing it because, no, I feel called that I want to do this, take mushrooms or whatever, and like get a nice deep download or whatever it is, right? So it's about knowing that you can get lit on your own and being a very conscious, mindful human being, especially when you're partying, but also when you're doing your day-to-day life. How are you navigating life? And so this whole method and everything we're working on in this BioRave community is all helping us get lit. Get lit in our mind, get lit in our soul, get lit in our body, get lit in our heart, so we can be this thriving, expansive, magnetic, energetic, whatever you think you're meant to be here, your fullest potential. That's what we're really here to do, right? And of course, it just gets to be in the way that I love dancing. I think dancing is one of the most beautiful ways we can heal ourselves, and also using biohacking, which is really basic healthy habits, right? Really, I use natural biohacks, lifestyle biohacks to really elevate your well-being, elevate all the areas we just talked about. And that is what getting lit is all about, okay? And so there's going to be a lot more content around this. Like, my whole programs are all around getting lit, helping others really tap into their utmost, highest frequency, their energies that we're meant to be, and like how we're meant to show up in the world, and reconnecting to ourselves and to, hi Ashley, reconnecting to who we're meant to be at the core, and reconnecting to the basics of being a human, the connecting, the dancing, the feeling, the expressing, the emotions, the eating natural foods, the reducing stimulation, the light, like just getting back to how we're meant to live, how we're meant to feel. Because I truly believe everyone deserves to thrive, to feel incredible, to be healthy, to have, good emotional regulation, to have their nervous system be calm, to feel safe, to feel seen, all the things that we're meant to feel on a daily basis. We deserve that. And as a society, we've really gotten away from that. So I want to help bring as many people as possible back to that through the BioRave movement. There's going to be massive, massive events in this community, massive online events, in-person events. I'm going to be doing so much things. Like, the vision for this is huge because I want to help as many humans as possible get lit, get high off life, get lit, thrive, tap into who they're meant to be, and tap into their fullest potential. That's what we're doing here, baby. So if you were like, oh my God, you're vibing with what I'm talking about, if you want to learn more about what's coming, I'm doing a pre-sale behind the scenes right now of 2 incredible programs. And so if you want to learn about anything I just talked about, DM me the word deets, okay? And we can chat. You can get in early, get in at the lowest price ever. And then we're going to absolutely send it to make sure you're getting lit and feeling incredible every single day. And I'm so happy you're here. If you're not in my free community, the BioRave Club, DM me the word club to join the free community. I go live every week. I provide resources, support, and as things evolve, it's going to be incredible. Hi, Madison. And so if you're all about this vibe, let me know. Put something in the comments. If you're watching the replay, watching this live, let me know your thoughts. And like I say in every freaking live, let's get lit. All right, fam. Thank you for being here. Send you all so much love. Mwah. Bye.